Hello everybody and welcome back to Railroad Tycoon 2, the 2nd century campaign. We are on our 5th scenario. We have finally fallen from the ranks of gold down to silver. The shame, the shame. Hopefully we can bring it back in Drawstrings for the Iron Curtain. We have 3 options here, all of which, well, it sounds obvious, oops, they're all beneficial. So we've got a 100k yearly stipend. Not bad to have the hard cash. However, I do think I'm quite tempted to go for the electric track building because that could really lower our overhead costs, as it were, I suppose, if we go down electric trains for some parts here and there. At the beginning, though, I may end up just going with... Man, I don't know. This would be okay. I am more tempted to go for the stipend, just because it's nice to know that I've guaranteed, you know, an extra 100k coming in. I believe it's about a 20-year scenario, so that's an extra 2 million we would get to play with. Although, to be honest with you, we could end up saving more money by taking off a lot of the electric track building cost, unless I use the little cheat to build electric track. I'm not too sure. But on this occasion, we're going to go for the stipend. Alright, and with that decided, let's begin the scenario.
The Kremlin demands a much improved Trans-Siberian line. Your challenge is supporting the project with profits from the surrounding industries. I know. What industry? Well, that's why they call it a challenge, son. I told you it wasn't going to be easy. You ever try selling snow at the Gulag?
With the end of World War II, the Soviet Union needs to re-establish the Trans-Siberian Railway and rebuild its southern resource infrastructure. You need to update the railway and begin pumping the raw resources of the Altai Mountains into the Soviet industrial machine. You will be unable to buy stocks or industries. Important detail that, I suppose. So for a bronze, move 100 loads of steel to Omsk, which is where we are now, by the end of 1966, over here on the map. Silver, fulfill the above requirement, plus connect Omsk to Vladivostok, which is over here, plus connect Omsk to Vladivostok, and achieve a lifetime company profits of at least 10 million. Okay, that should be fine. I think our stipend should... that's 2 million there, right, isn't it? And then it's fulfill all the above requirements, plus achieve at least 20 million in lifetime company profits, and move 20 loads of cargo between Omsk and Vladivostok. So this is reminiscent of some of the old scenarios, where we just make sure we build a train line that is really good one way, and that's how we achieve the gold here. Okay, so with that in mind, here's Omsk. You demand steel, and I guess at least something here does demand steel, although you also demand steel. Can we actually remove... Not going to. The spawn here is very important, that we get a good spawn. We've got lots of coal near here, but I'm not seeing much in the way of iron, so it looks like we've got yet another poor spawn. Actually, there's 2 iron here, so we can get some steel going down here, coal there, and then take that over there. That's actually quite nice. The problem is this. You're going to absorb some of that, which kind of sucks, really. I'd like to get up here first, but I'm not too sure. As you see, we do have electric track available. Here's Vladivostok. Remember, we can also go from here if we want. Rubber, alcohol, and troops are what is produced. Very nice. And we can connect. We've also got 2 different countries here, as you can see. We have got China, which is stupidly expensive to connect to, and Mongolia, which we already have the rights to. So if we have a quick look at the territories, you can see it here. To connect to China, 46 million. In other words, it's not happening. Dividend, I'm hoping that will get completely suspended. Company overhead 10% cheaper as always. Let's change that. Stock prices cheaper. Diesel engine purchase cheaper. Winner, chicken for dinner. That will save us some money early on by quite a whopping amount. So, okay, I like that. The question is, where do we connect to first? We've got some chemicals here. We could take that over to the fertilizer plant, but we do also have a lot of houses we want to take advantage of. Now, we may actually want to connect up to sort of Baranol and maybe get a network going there. So if we start off with diesel, might be a good way to go. Perhaps up here, although we may want to sort of try and find a nice route. There we go. That's a pretty beautiful route, isn't it? Very cheap. Very, very good. Very, very cheap. And we may want to go for... I'd like to go for a large station if it so fits us, but to be honest... No, I think I do want to go for a large station. Kind of here. That could work if we can get the train line straight enough, sort of, and flat enough. because there's a good amount of houses here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We could get some early passengers going there, and that could be quite nice and profitable. So I think, looking around, I might do that. Down the line, obviously, we're going to go iron ore from here. This is actually a good enough spawn, despite it being far away, because we can just connect both of these, just take some iron down, and maybe, actually, we come back this way with some passengers. Yeah, connect over here, and then up you go. That absolutely could work. We have quite a lot here. We can also build wherever we want as well, which is a very important detail as well. We have a weapons factory down here. That's pretty good. There's no surprise ports, are there? I was going to say, if you've given me a surprise port, I'd be quite happy. We're not going to connect to China. So, essentially, to get to Vladivostok, we're going to have to go up all the way around here, build a bridge, probably. I think I'm going to continue... I think I am going to take this route over here. Over here. No, China, you're going to... Yeah, just narrowly go through it. There might be events that mean I can possibly make cheaper connections to China. That could also be an option. Okay, so enough faff. How about I actually start this scenario? Troops there, you say? Are there any cattle about? There is cattle here. Might want to do something there, but I'm not too sure. That might be down the line. Also, what trains do we even have available as well? 3 degrees. Kind of want a nice... I guess 3.1's not too bad, all things considered. Do we maybe want to double track it? It's only a little bit more, but we may end up getting 2 trains going. So let's actually go ahead and do this, shall we? So here we go. That looks beautiful to me. That is going to be very profitable. Okay, we have quite a selection. We want to make sure we go with a nice quick train. Something like the Hudson's pretty solid. We've got the daylight, but I think we're probably going to go for this one here. That's electric. I thought you were diesel. Do we not have any diesel trains? No. I thought we did. Ah, you got me, game. You got me good. That's a shame, isn't it? Okay. We've got a Mikado, 32.51, pretty reliable. The Hudson, below average, average. Mikado is a lot quicker. 32.51, you're faster. Do you know what, actually? The daylight. I've never used the daylight. Is this the one we're going to go for, then? I've really ballsed this up already, haven't I? I don't like either of those. I think I might go for a Mikado. Then. That's going to be a little bit quicker. So from Omsk, 1, 2, 3, 4, go all 6, please. And from here, you're going to go 1, 2, 3. For now, like that. I might actually go caboose. But yeah, we'll get the passengers going. That seems like the way to go here for the time being. We also want to make sure that we build stuff like large hotels, roundhouse. You don't even have a roundhouse here. Didn't realise that. Sanding water tower then. And over here, sanding water tower. There we go. At least we've got that. So I guess we're going steam for a little while. What was the other guy? I swear, if you were steam engine faster. Yeah, let's go for this one then. Alright. Guess we're going for steam in the meantime, but at least we've made the train slightly quicker, which means, really, technically it means 10% more profits. Okay, the Barnabas. There we go. That'll totally do. Okay, from here, let's actually go ahead and pump some of these passenger numbers, because you're strictly going to be a passenger train. We'll just go for the basics then. We'll need to build a roundhouse, of course, at some point. Now we have a diesel. Oh, you git. You absolute git. Honestly, 32.54. 16. Oh, that's so much cheaper to run, isn't it? Ah, that's fine. Alright, how are we doing for... We're doing pretty good there for reliability. Probably could have taken an extra cargo back, but you know what? That's fine. Over here, I think we'll get that roundhouse going now. So at least we have a roundhouse. Okay, very good. And at some point I'm going to need a little cheap train just going over here. Yeah, kind of like so. I might have just one large station. Sort of going from here. Yeah, this is the way we're going to do it, I think. Don't cattle there? Possibly. I think I might actually want to try and get that cattle in there. It's either that or the gravel. And if there's a cement factory somewhere, that could be very useful. Alright, with that in, let's go ahead and throw in some of these. Let's actually switch this out for an additional mail. There we go. So it just balances it a little bit. But there we go. So you are quite profitable. You can do that twice a year for about, let's call it 300k of profit. Plus, remember, we have the 100k stipend each year. So that's going to give us a nice little boost at the end of the year. Can we issue debt? I don't actually know. It's not allowed in this scenario. Okay, so that's at least going to keep my sort of... Yeah, there we go. You've received your annual 100k stipend. The government expects you to show your gratitude by working harder. Of course they do. So what are we looking at then? Pretty nice, actually. Pretty nice indeed. Okay, and how long do we have until... Oh, is it 1966? It is. Alright, very good. Yeah, right, I'm liking that. I would really like to get a little electric train going down here. I think that is something we have to do. It's not going to be very profitable, though, is it? That's why I might go for sort of this route first. Would make the most sense, and that's going to be a diesel as well. Oh, that's not good. Okay, well, you're carrying next to nothing back, which is a shame. To be fair, though, for one carriage, 79k is not actually so bad. Okay, so yes, we've got the coal going to the steel mines here. Yes, we have got the iron that we can take to it, but I think I should take advantage of this area first. Pavlodar. That's what I'm actually going to do here. And I'm probably going to make it electric. I don't suppose anything here will help. Station building. Hello. Plus station revenue being higher. Do you know what? That's probably going to pay off more over time, I reckon. Goodwill. Goodwill means nothing right now. So yes, I've noticed a nice spot here. I'm just kind of messing around and I've just sort of seen this. This looks like a really good way to go. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Can we... How much is it to connect to just the electric here? 195. Okay. I reckon into this year we can probably do that, although you've only got one carriage, which is a shame, but at least you're nearly there. So plus the 100k stipend, plus I need to be able to buy the train. I guess once you've gone to your next destination, yeah, once you've done another trip, that should be enough, I reckon. I do need to make sure I build some large hotels there at some point to increase that station revenue as well. Wow, that is just fantastic. Okay, let's go ahead and make this a thing, shall we? Make it as cheap as possible. There it is. Okay, I need the end of the year just so we can get that lovely, delicious stipend. There it is. Oh, I'm very happy we just got enough. I believe I saw... Was that Threkovic? Was that his name? He's quite a good guy to have, isn't he? Right, Pavlovador. So yes, Omsk demands coal because it's got a electricity plant thing there. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then from Omsk, Omni, Omsk, we're going to go like this with 2 chemicals. And that should be enough once we sort out the deal here. I think that's because we don't have any electricity here, isn't it? That should be it. Can't reach station. Good, you can now. Alright, got our second route. That should make us a little bit of money. We do need to put some infrastructure here, which we can't do now because we've just skipped past another month. I would love to replace this train. That will work out much cheaper over time. But I'm glad at least this one's really cheap to run. Won't make as much money, but because it's cheaper to run, it will pretty much negate that. So I can't really complain. Okay, so in Omsk, we've got to make sure that we put the large hotel telephone poles so this can get switching around quicker. Turnarounds will be quicker, plus revenue will be higher. That seems like a must-do. There we go. Lovely. This is looking very nice here. Okay, although you're blocked, but that's okay. You'll be on your way. And revenue-wise, this should be a pretty steady income stream here, I reckon. You've got quite a lot of houses you're connected to as well, which I quite like. Is it worth... Are you connected to... You do have milk there. And you demand grain. So you could take the grain over here. You could take the grain from there to there, whilst also taking the chemicals there, come back. Then we also have food from the dairy processor. Hang on, there's... Whoa, there's an extension we've got here. Look at this. What if we do this? Seriously. Get another little cheap train going here. So you can take the grains from here to there from here, if that makes sense. with the fertilizer as well. So fertilizer grains come back with milk. That goes into the dairy processor because I don't think you're going to be producing that many passengers for that much longer. The failure of our blockade of Berlin has forced us to change our tactics. We need to improve the operations of the KGB. This requires money. We will pass on some of the debt of those improvements onto you. We know you don't mind. Your company has been charged 300k. Kind of just a double whammy there. The 300k is much worse. Okay, we'll negate 100k of that with the stipend. Ow, did you see that revenue fall on this train here? That was ugly. Alright, got to operate at a loss for a while then. End of the year we'll be back to 0. So I guess it's, we could be in worse shape. But this is pretty good. How is Omsk still? Yeah, it's got so many passengers we can keep taking 3. What about chemicals? 2. That'll probably jump down to 1 at some point, but that's okay. I really wish we could buy industry because this would be a beautiful little area for industry. But even with the short distance, just the sheer amount of stuff we've got here should be okay. We'll reduce you to 2 passengers and then you'll probably take some food because you'll be taking some milk. So that will work quite well. So actually we'll improve the profitability of this train here, which to be honest with you doesn't need a caboose, but you're probably going to be taking grain back as well. So do you need fertilizer? You don't need fertilizer. Okay, that's fine. Right, let me just plonk this down now. So it's there. I am going to use this. I am actually going to use this. Fertilizer. Is it fertilizer? Yeah, you demand fertilizer. Lots of grain. And then I'm having a quick look at the managers. Station revenue high is nice. Station building being cheaper. We've got engine purchase being significantly cheaper and train speed being a good 10% faster. Engine maintenance being higher. That's gross, but that train speed combined with the engine purchase for expansion could be really nice. Do you know what I'm going to need to do? I'm going to need to give you a roundhouse, which we can now afford. There we go, you're going to be electric. That works well, and then I can switch over to the engine train speed. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, very good. Really can't make up my mind on a manager, can I? Germany split into East and West. NATO formed. Okay, there you go. A little bit of what's going on in the world there. Right, off the Mikado goes. You've still got 2 chemicals there. That's nice. It's a shame the distances aren't so big. This is... I do question the profitability of this one, but that's fine. You'll always have 1 milk. We'll just make sure you guarantee to take at least 1 milk, essentially. Yeah, that should be fine. If increased by 50%, I reckon you'll take 2 back here. Then obviously you can definitely take some food down here. I'll probably lose the caboose. Your breakdown chance should be quite low. Here we go. Now we're talking. Right, how much is that? 83. Bring this right down. I like that. We'll have you come in here. And we'll have you just disappear. No, we won't actually. We'll have you do this now. So, from Pavlova... I'm just going to call this Pavlova. Pavlodar. 3 grain, 2 fertilizer. 2 grain, 2 fertilizer? Yeah, always be at least half full, I guess. Make it worthwhile. And you're going to take 2 milk back. And that's it. I believe that's the way this is going. Yeah. Alright. That should be. You can't reach the station. That is because... of that. Right, you should be able to now. Track blocked. Okay, good. Right, we should be okay here. Yeah, you see this? That's going to have to... You probably aren't going to take that many, so we'll bring that back up to food. And therefore you should still have... And the food's going to be incredibly valuable for such a massive city here. They demand, 8 food, so... they'll jump on that and pay quite a bit for it, I reckon. Alright, we probably want to get a double track going here, because you're going to be kind of going back and forth between each other, so at least if you do it this way, that won't be an issue going forward, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. There's extra 100k. We're actually looking okay for money right now. Okay, 386k. So we've got that going. We do want to get some coal going here. I think I need a longer route, though. And I think I'm going to get a diesel train coming from up here that then sort of comes in this way, stops off in this town right here. Have a look at that. Probably... going to be tough with that river in the way. I may actually just want to get something going, say... We've got the cattle, we've got the wool farm. I'd love to get that going, but that's just out of reach. Is there anything juicy down here we can exploit? We do have a lot of cattle. Okay, the way we're going to do this, we'll build one large station here, so we kind of cut off some of the price of having to build track there. We're then going to build a large station here, which should, from here, be able to wrap around this chemical plant, and then it's going to just bolt straight for Akmola. We will do the coal one last because that is going to be not very profitable, so for now, I kind of just need to wait a full year and get a full year of profits going. So we're up to 468k, which is quite nice, but I'm going to need 1, 2, 3 stations. That alone is 600k. Now, if I do want to, I can go for cheaper station building. That's 20%. That will save 120k. Track building's higher, but I'll just go off you. So that's what I'm going to do here. I probably should have waited and taken advantage of the 15% or the 10% track speed. But this is quite nice. If we get our stations down first, I can then switch to maybe a different... Oh, NATO invades Korea. Okay. Off you go then. How are we looking for grain here? Still really good, actually. Profit-wise, are you at least sort of... Yeah, you're doing okay. And you are making up for it with that extra bit of food, which is nice. 2 passengers. Looking quite good. I might be able to get a route going from here over there. That might actually be a better option. Do you know what? That is much better. Why don't I take advantage of that? Get the grain going. You can take some food down here instead of passengers. Oh. Alright. Look, I might have to do that. How much is... I'd like to just go for the diesel train here, because that will be covering pretty nice ground. Yes, track building's higher, but it's not crazy high. Do you know what? I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to get some grain going. You're going to reduce this to that. 1 grain, 2 fertilizer. So there's lots of grain there. And you are indeed... That's a pretty solid train. Bit cheaper. Average performance, that's fine. Alright. Yes. Yes, go for a passenger, a mail. Couple of grain. Take it up here. And take that combined with some food. Maybe even 2 this and what. Yeah, maybe that's how we go about this. Oopsies. There we go. Yeah. Alright. We just want to keep expanding. Keep making more profits. And that'll be good in the long run. You don't need a water tower. No, we've got a sanding and a roundhouse there. We don't need to add any other infrastructure. Alright, off you go then. That's fine. Alright, this station is quite busy, isn't it? So I think we may want to up the turnaround time here. Might be worth also getting some basic infrastructure in here as well. So we'll go ahead and plonk that down. Alright, very good. Just to sort of increase our revenue slightly on the passenger front. But yeah, it's proving to be active. This is proving to be profitable. I reckon this will make us a good 100k a year. And we'll take that. We've also got another end of the year here coming. So I'm going to place my 3 stations down shortly. That's what I'm going to do here. Wait for the train to come in. 500k. Fantastic. Do we actually want to stop here then? Pick up some passengers? Or do we... No, we do, because we need to come back this way with all those passengers, so it's actually a profitable route. Alright, let's do this then. Let's actually go... That's excellent, isn't it? 1 station? Two stations? And... there we go, 160k. We'll get that 3rd station in here. Here, I guess. Yeah. Hang on. No, there's nothing good there. I'm just trying to think, is this the best thing to do? Yeah, this probably is the best thing to do. Alright, very good. Okay, we can't afford another manager right now because we only have 9,000, but that should change in a moment. There we go. 24k, we can probably hire somebody else. Car maintenance cheaper, that's kind of whatever. Diesel engine purchase cheaper. I'll take that. Rudolph Diesel, he's only cost 3,000 a year. Bridge building, mountainous building, and acceleration on that is faster. We're not building any bridges. The diesel engine purchase price, though, being cheaper is really nice. We can go ahead and give them that. Then we can get the coal coming in here as well. I'll have that coming up route this way, so it doesn't... yeah, so it doesn't block here. Gets to the top of the hill and it's a full load. It should be quite all right. Let's take a quick look here. What have we got going on? How much is this going to cost? 400k, let's call that 500. 600k if we add in some infrastructure along the way. Alright, not bad. Not bad. There's no grains going here. Keep supplying that fertilizer. How are you doing over here? Yeah, I guess that's the best we can really do for now. Right, the Mikado's pretty much, you know, a liability at this point, so I'm probably going to switch it out for this decent enough diesel train. Not as good on the hills, though, is it? But it is... do you know, I might wait until you get a little bit closer. Lovely, there we go. You'll be a bit more reliable than a half-broken down Mikado, because that Mikado, once it goes out of being able to purchase these trains, you usually find you can't... they tend to break down and crash quicker. Is what I'm trying to say. That's the expression I'm looking for. I really wish I could buy industries. That would just make this scenario a bit of a cakewalk, really, wouldn't it? So we're making out 600,000 in a year, which is really quite nice, actually. Diesel, engine purchase being cheaper, 30% cheaper there. There's no track building being cheaper, so I don't really care about anything else for now. I think I want to wait until I get just a couple more kind of cross the 600k line. That is the stuff. Let's go a bit further. There we go. Right, 800,000. That is really good. So from here, doesn't matter if you're going uphill with a gradient because you're going to be empty. Single track. Do we want double track? We might want double track here. I think we do, because this is going to be... yeah, 2 degrees is fine. 3.5 this way. That's a bit steep, isn't it? But then you're going to build up some distance, some speed there. So I think you'll be able to tackle that gradient quite well. We can just about get our first train here, thanks to the cheaper diesel engine price there. So let's go ahead and we'll go 5 and a caboose. How heavy is the iron? It's only 45 tons loaded, so... that's 50 tons each. Yeah, that's going to perform quite well. Okay, from Akmola, you're going to take a couple of passengers back over to this station here. And then you're going to go completely empty. So, yeah, there we go. Oh, that is just fantastic, isn't it? And it's a good distance, so it should be relatively valuable despite just being some iron. So, yeah, that'll give us about 100k. So it's not going to be massively profitable, but this is just to meet the scenario requirements here. Do we maybe want to go 3 passengers back all the way over here? It's a good distance as well, so it will actually make us a little bit of money. That's going to be the more profitable part of the route. We also need to build a roundhouse, sanding tower, all that sort of stuff as well. And possibly a sanding tower here as well, I reckon. I really hope we got more money coming in. Yes, okay, our original route should get there first. That'll give us 100k, keep us a bit flat. As long as we get that sanding tower going, by the time you get there, we should be fine. Plus, you'll give us 100k as well. And it's made it. We've got our roundhouse already there. 114k. That is really good. We need to get this going now so that we can actually produce some steel. But there you go. That's quite nice, isn't it? Right, you're going to be an electric track. And how are we going to do this? What is the... do we go for maybe just one... can we go one medium? No. One large we can do. That might work out a bit cheaper. The question is, can you actually connect that way? You can do it this way. That works for me. Yeah, I guess we'll do this. Alright then. We're going to need to wait for probably the stipend at the end of the year. How are you doing up here? Can we quickly grab that sanding tower here? 30,000. Okay, that's fine. That's no problem. That's good money, isn't it? 120k. There we go. All right. It's all coming together, people. It's all coming together. Sanding tower. Da-da-da-da-da. Let's go electric here. There it is. Make sure you are all electrified. There we go. That is looking good enough. Who broke down? Number 4. Okay, that's fine. That can break down. It's not in the station, so it's not blocking up all of our other routes. That's okay. End of the year, we'll be able to get the coal going because we'll get the 100k plus this route is about to reach its destination. There it is. Okay, good. Very good. And can we go for a different manager? Engine purchase generally being cheaper. We're going electric there, plus make you faster. Yep, we'll go for that. That works out well. Give me the stipend, please, and then I can buy that train. Okay. Oh, I'm not even going to attempt to make something out of that. No, sir. You're halfway. You're going to probably just run out of oil by the time you get back here. We'll let that happen for now. I would like to get... Let's go in here. Take some coal. Just take, like, 4 for now. Always be at least half full. Take the caboose, I guess, just to be on the safe side. And then go back totally empty. Because, yeah, you're going to be full for now. That's good. Looking really nice. Okay, there's a little 100k. Now we'll be producing steel. And this year, we're going to make the connection here. That's going to be... Is that going to be a diesel? That's got to be electric, surely. I'm starting to think that electric. 300k. Is one train going to be enough? Probably not. Might have to make it 2. Speaking of which, I need to make you 2 trains as well. Once you get here, I think, or get close to it, I'll then produce the second train. There we go. 200k. Right, let's really do a proper comparison here. It's kind of a toss-up between these 2 trains here. You're better on hills as well, and you're more reliable, and you're like half the price to actually run. So, for a short-term pain, 500k. Oh, that's okay. But you're not much of a hauler, are you? Well, I don't know, actually. This is better on those distances. What's the gradient like? Does get a bit steep, doesn't it? Okay, let's build that second iron train now, because we are going to need that going. Yeah, go 5 at a time. Sure. There it is. Is it double tracked? It is. Oh, I'm so glad I actually kind of thought about that. And how are you doing for a supply? Yeah, this should maintain quite well. We're halfway through the year. I'm still waiting for quite a bit of money to come in. Oh, that is going to be very helpful. There it is. We've reached about 500k. I'll still need another load of money. Now, we've got steel galore down here. I am tempted to just go ahead and buy this now, so I've got it. Yes, there it is. I might get 2 trains going back and forth here. Both electric as well. But in you come. Bring in that coal. And what are you looking at? Yeah, let's bring this down to 2 there. Okay, very good. Do feel like I'm wasting potentially some of this steel, but as long as we got our supply coming in, 2 of each should be enough. We'll get that going for years. That'll produce a lot of steel. We've got to move about 10 a year down here, so we are going to need 2 of these trains going. Here we go. We can get 1 now. Glad I caught that just in time. 1, 2, 3. How much steel? 45 tons. Take all 6. Take all 6. You've kind of got to, really. And then you can take 2 passengers and a mail back up that way. So at least you're a profitable train. Very profitable. You are going to need telephone poles, but we can't afford that yet. We can afford that now. Definitely need these telephone poles. We've got that and the roundhouse. Okay, good. Turnaround should be quicker then. That's what we want. But it's going to be a very congested station, but that's fine. That's really nice, you know. Really, really nice. I'm hoping, maybe you'll take some goods. Maybe you can take some goods back. That wouldn't be bad. So some of it's going to go... Oh, there we go. Nice 100k. That's alright. But I'm hoping just 1 goes into there. We can at least take that, can't we? Alright, now that that's arrived, I'm going to go ahead and grab a second one. We're going to do 5 at a time. I think so. They all each just have to take 10 loads each in their entire run. The Semipalantinsk. Let's pretend it's a Shinkansen. Shinkansen. There we go. It really isn't, is it? Still, that's good. No pun intended on the steel comment there. I'm really glad we've got those passengers going back this way, because that's made a huge difference. And this is looking really nice. How are you looking over here? Lots of goods. Okay, we might be able to do something, I'm thinking, specifically with this train here. So what are you taking? We're taking more and more passengers back. Let's replace one of these passengers with the goods, just to sort of spread it out a little bit. And now we're up to 800k. We've developed quite a profitable rail network. We want to start thinking about making the route over here at some point, but that's kind of the last thing we should do. It's going to cost millions to make. That's a good train. That's a very good train. I think I might replace, because you are about to break down. Over there. There we go. Yeah, you're on the verge of breaking down. You've already broken down once, so let's go ahead and... There we go. These are good. Yeah, we're replacing all of these because the breakdown chances are just disgusting. Average up to good. This is well worth spending all the... Don't have enough money. No, that's fine. We'll have that money soon anyway. And you're down to just taking 3. That's fine. Replace this with GP9. Very good. The ones taking steel, let's make sure you go back full. And yeah, let's just make sure you're doing full loads here. That's good. Okay, very good. Okay, looks like we've got some options here. If we want to just expand our rail network, we have got this town here, Keskazgan to Balkash. They both have cotton or textile mills, and we also have some sheep and cotton farms in between. So we might be able to do one to the other, one, you know what I mean? Let's say wool goes this way and then cotton goes the other way, so they all produce goods, and then we have passengers between the two as well. So that might actually be quite a nice way to go. I feel like this is probably the best guy for me. Unless, of course, fuel costs being cheaper on electric isn't the best thing. The track building is kind of massive, and especially the mountainous track building is probably going to be really good. The downside is the station building, so I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and build that station right now. That seems like the right way to go about this. In fact, I might go a bit bonkers on the station building, really. Let's build this over here. And let's make sure that we do have something like a roundhouse and a sanding tower. Yeah, that should do. And then the sanding tower, just so we... Sanding tower here. Station building being high is annoying, but the track building is going to be pivotal to the success of this run. We're going to have to go for the medium because the track won't get past otherwise. That should do nicely. Okay, and then we'll switch into that manager. So your track building was what? Mountainous being 20% cheaper is going to be really useful later. But the 15% track building is really nice. The electric cost being cheaper is a bonus. So I guess we won't say no to that. Ugh, a recession ahead. That ain't good. And the Warsaw Pact, East Germany joins. Warsaw Pact, high demand drive, steel prices up 15%. Hey, you know what? That's a little victory in a way, I suppose. It's a shame we're not paying much for it. Over here, I think we may have to just settle for the GP9. I might be able to make this little connection now. Yeah, I can. Wow. That's fantastic. How much is the GP9 though? 235. Okay, got a few 100,000 to go, but then we can get something going between them. That should work nicely. As for these two, do you know what? I think we'll lower you to 4. And are you still... Do you even have passengers? Not really. But we'll take 3 anyway, at a time. In fact, what would be better... Oh, hello. This is not the scenario for it. That's a banging train for this scenario, actually. In fact, that might be better for you. However, what is your acceleration? It's fast. It's still fast, actually. It's just it's half the price to actually run. But I want to get this route going first. Yeah, I think this strategy is a good way to go because we can get passengers and goods going. Well, the question is, will one train be enough? Let's find out, shall we? So what's the reliability of this one? It's good, which is good. Let's go cotton. You're going to go with the yellow flag here. Sell only demanded cargoes. Leave undemanded cargoes on the train. Yes, we'll do that. I might actually, for the sake of simplicity in setting up the train route, actually do this. And then from here, you can actually go double goods, double cotton. Yeah, from here. And then you go 2 passengers, take a caboose, go back up here. No, that junction is the yellow one. Sorry. From here, you're going to go to goods, to wool. You see where we're going here? And then you're back at the start, actually, after that. Does that make sense? From here, though, where's this stop? You should be taking 2 goods, that's why. So you're pretty much always taking goods, the entire time. How good is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's a great route, isn't it? Yeah, okay. And, yeah, that should make a lot of money. Once we're out of a recession, that is. So, during a recession, our profits are only 300k, which isn't amazing. How are we doing here? We have hauled 31 loads of steel to Omsk. Looks like we've guaranteed the bronze almost at this point. 6.2 million of lifetime profit. Really nice, that, actually. Going back to the briefing, it said 20 million for the gold, didn't it? And we're only going to sort of extend that as time goes on, especially if we can come out of a recession. We should potentially bump that up to, might even get close to about 1 million a year. Which we're probably going to need to do at some point. But once we haul the loads from Vladivostok all the way to Omsk, that'll do it, to be honest. I don't know which way round we're going to do this. Both ways might be as bad as each other, to be honest. And it was 20 loads, wasn't it? Which means we're going to have to probably go for either 4 carriage trains or 5 carriage trains if we want to make them a bit slower. But yeah, how are we looking here? Already a little bit profitable. Yeah, this can go back and forth just like that. That is splendid. That'll make good money. Okay, I think I'm going to start looking at building across the other side and trying to make sort of our own little connections if possible. Just to save on sort of building track in between. That's a very efficient way to build out, so if we can start building some of this route already, then we're looking really good. I don't want anything going from Vladivostok yet, because that's going to sort of eat into what supplies we can send each way for now, but it would be nice to get something going from up here down there. This is all China, by the way, so we cannot build in there, unfortunately. But that should be fine. It'd be nice to get it going this way. That is actually terrific. You can cut across there. The grains... Actually, you know what? The bakery means nothing. There's no grains anyway, or sugar anywhere, so this'll do. No passengers. Brilliant. That's just fantastic, isn't it? Maybe we go GP9. I think we will. We'll go off electric for now. That is some steep hillage, isn't it? Oh, don't like that, but to be honest with you, I don't see what choice we really have. Switchback. That ain't even bad, is it? Look at this for a switchback potential. 4%. 4% there. Yeah, do you know what? That might be the way. 4%, 6%. Are you kidding me? 4.5, 4.5. Whatever. Let's just... I don't know. I don't like that, do I? Do I not like that? I think I might have ballsed this up. Yeah, I think this might be the best way, but that just feels better. Very limited options. Don't have a lot of room to work with, do we? But we have to do this, because we can't have that go up to 6%. That would be a disaster. Alright, let's go ahead and build the rail here. Go for a switchback, see if we can maybe have this sort of... 4% should suffice. I think you're going to have to come around from this way, because that's going to come up this way. Yeah, let's do that. Let's also make this a steel bridge. Don't need to be that slow. 3.1%, not bad. Not great. 4.5, I don't want that. Yeah, no. Yeah, there it is. There's the money spot. Alright, what have we got? I need another station, which is going to cost more. Medium should do. You're not connected to that. That's a shame. I actually could have utilised that iron. I can't... Did I do it? Did I not? No, I didn't. Nah. Oh well, that's fine. Let's keep the stations itself cheap. We're just trying to make a little bit of extra money. We don't need everything. No point in even building a train yet if this isn't going to be profitable. Really, is there? Yeah, there's like actually nothing here. That's dreadful. Really bad. Maybe we want to turn our attention over here. We've still got this not being used. We also have a town up here which does... It used to have a cotton farm. It doesn't now, or a textile mill rather. I was going to utilise all the sheep farms here, but they seem to be getting closed down, which is a shame. Right, these are actually starting to produce some passengers now. Okay, let's go GP9. They're a good distance apart, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go with this, back and forth, at least be half full when you go. And that's kind of it. It's just there to... And we're also going to make you a lower priority train, so that when the time comes, you can give way to other trains. Ha! Sputnik 1 launched. Glorious Soviet Union has launched the world's first satellite. Our superiority is absolute. You know what, we're better off actually just having it cut straight up. We might even be able to do it like this. Yeah, there we go. I actually managed to find a way to sort of connect this a little bit better. So let's go ahead and cancel this. Wait till this train's off it. That's it. Excellent. Okay, it's a bit zigzaggy, but it doesn't go above 4 degrees as a gradient. And you're already out of sand. Huh. Okay, that's interesting to note. Sanding tower there. I might need to then plonk a little one in between, but that's for later. You just need to sort of make some money. Nothing crazy, just sort of be somewhat profitable. Alright, so I have found what we're going to do next. The economy's back on track. I have enough money to actually build the track between here, Abakan, to Irkutsk. I believe that is. You produce troops, but you don't demand troops over here. But as long as we get some passengers going, I think we're going to look quite nice. Sitting pretty, as one might say. I still think the track, plus the mountainous track building, that's kind of the thing that's really nice there. Train safety could be really nice. Passenger revenue being high is also an absolute wondrous thing. We do need to think about how we extend from here this way. Is that 500k? That is absolutely terrible. That's the way, isn't it? No, it has to go this way, I would say. And then we have to kind of work out how we go across here. Probably that way, yeah. And then zigzag up that way. Yeah, that's the way. That is the way. So this station is actually going to be facing that way here. Sure, put the coal there. Is that actually going to be able to navigate like that? Yep, that is going to be able to do that. So let's go ahead and plonk you over here. Very good. So yeah, we're trying to fill in the gaps here with some stations. We'll put you... Just a medium station actually should do. Saves us some money, you see. There's no need to go large on these ones. Probably should have just gone medium here actually as well, but 100k kind of gone. We can actually connect these. I want to connect these with double, just so this, because this is going to be quite a profitable route. And as you see, it goes up to 4 degrees, goes down to 4 degrees as well, and we kind of bring it down here. Look at that. Look at that. That is going to be really nice with a GP9 going back and forth, just taking some passengers. That's all it's going to do. We can build that now. Oh, I love this. Look at this. You kidding me? Maybe we go like dining car. Oops, bit of wind opening the door there. Scared the bloody life out of me, you did. No need for the coal. Yeah, just go back and forth like that. You might as well make sure you're at least half full. And there we go. I am very well aware that we do need to put a standing tower, roundhouse, stuff like that in there. probably going to need to... I'm going to say maybe we need to put a sanding tower up here, but once you kind of get up there and use your sand, you're strictly going downhill each way. So let's just sort of gauge this and see if that's the case. We've only got 6 years after the end of this year, so... Or maybe even just 5 years. There you go, right at the top there. Do you need boom times ahead? That's really good for profits. Really, really good for profits. Okay. Yeah. Like, are you still going full speed? You are still going full speed. I think you'll be fine. You're not. It's not affecting performance in terms of reliability. No. No, that looks kind of perfect, to be honest. Although the only problem is going this way, it might actually run out. Kind of just realised that. So we're going to go ahead and build a sanding tower part the way up here. I'm going to need to switch this around. No, that's it. That's on the track. Sanding tower there. Looks good. Zoom down here. Roundhouse, sanding tower. Absolutely sublime. And then we just have a single track going this way, I would say. What are you looking at anyway? You're looking smooth. Very smooth. 400k that way. Okay, let's call that 500. Cross the bridge here. That's about 1 million to get all the way over here. Maybe even more. About 2 million. Track over here. About 3 million. Plus down here. Oh man, I need the money. I need the money, and I don't know what else to do. The track revenue's got to be my focus here. I think, sorry, not track revenue. Track, yeah, lower track building cost is massive at this stage. Okay, what I'm going to do is, because we're going to be running a bit tight, I'm actually going to go ahead and build this up here. So we have that going, just to get an idea of the price. 500k, that's fine. I think I'm actually going to build a GP9 going one way now. So obviously starting from Omsk here, which has goods galore. So you might as well take a full 5 and go up to this waypoint there. Yeah, that's what you're going to do. Just so we've got our first train going. That is hazardous. Oh, that's fine. That does not affect me, actually. Doesn't affect me at all. So we need 4 of these trains. We're going to need to build a couple of backups as well. So off you go. That's fine if you're blocked in this first part. That's okay. So you're going to go to Vladivostok. That's what we're going to do here. And we're going to build from here going across now. I just hope the goods will make us enough money to you know, to give us enough lifetime profits, because we need to get to 20 million. So that is kind of a key detail there. Okay, so I've built all the way across to Chita now, and already we're looking at a nice 600k profit there, and that's going to be a lot more. So these trains are going to make me a few million, once I get some more of them going, that is. How are you doing here? Hazardous waste. Alright, do you know what? Once I get enough money to build another train, I am going to build a second one, get that going, and that should be quite nice, actually. Yeah, I've just built a small station there as well so that we can add some infrastructure eventually. But we're going to need to build both a roundhouse and a sanding tower here. How are you doing distance-wise? You're still a good way off from getting there, so... Yeah, I'm going to build this. No, I'm actually going to build the... Oh no, already? Already? Do you know what? Yeah, let's get this going before I forget. Sanding tower. Done. Okay. And I need my second train going, ideally, as well. Okay, if we're looking at profits of 1.4 million per year, that's really going to add up. And once these go in, that's going to make a massive difference, to be honest. The problem is I just don't have a lot of money to continue expanding around. But we've kind of got no choice. We've just got to sort of do what we can. Luckily, the track building is proving to be fairly affordable currently, but hey-ho, I might just wait another year, at least we lower the track maintenance costs, because they're still a good while away from making it. Wow, there is like no passengers. This is a bit of a grim time for us. I might actually be better off just ensuring that I have... Oh, do I actually have enough of these? You have to make sure you're full. So actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you're full. Waiting for cargo. Yes, wait for 1 passengers and then you're gone. Okay. You're getting close. A little bit too close, actually. I might have to put you... No, carry on going there. I'll just make sure I stop you manually. This is my full attention right now. Right, the fuel costs are really adding up over here. That said, I could just make a quick bit of money. I could, couldn't I? Hang on. I'm just focused on this for now. Okay, let's pause you. Stop the train. At least you won't be... you won't need any more fuel, so that's okay. How are you looking here? Lovely. Remember, we've got the roundhouse and the standing tower there, but as you can see, in a bad financial year, or a bad economic year, we do struggle. Right, there's a 100k stipend. Yeah, we actually made a loss this year because of the fuel costs. These are expensive to run, as you can see. Per year they are 48,000. Not as bad as I was thinking. That's a bit of a shame, really. What can I do, though? I still need 1 more of these trains, and then we're good. But I'm just short of the money. I really need the economy to turn around this year, or else we do not have a hope of this scenario. And I really need some passengers to bloody well appear here, because this is just proven to be very frustrating right now. Right, we've got it. Go. 5, yep, take 5 goods. Okay, we've got all of our trains now. We've also got you making your way up. USSR removes missile Cuban base. Humidity blamed for recent removal of missiles from Cuba. Okay, we've got our minimum requirements, but I would obviously like a spare train. However, we don't have that luxury right now. We really don't have that luxury. So I'm just going to get these trains up into position, and then we're going to go from there. You must be getting close. Yes, you are. Oh, a recession ahead. Guys, I don't think we're completing this scenario. We low-rolled. I don't know what to do from here, and we've got a breakdown on a train. Yeah. Talk about a disaster, but that's kind of it. Well, this is annoying. I've started building up and around. We've almost made the connection here, in which case we just then need to make the little connection here. But I need another couple of 100k. I need about another 1 million, really. Because I need to build the station. I need to build everything. I need the economy to get back on track already. If we have anything crash one of these 4 trains, it's game over for us. At least our chances of getting a gold are game over. But away they go, off to waypoint 2, which is the end here. Away they go. Keep moving, guys, keep moving. Alright, I'm going to make this a wooden bridge just so we can actually sort of push everything around here. Oh, that's good. Keep going. Oh, we might just pull this off. Wow, tell you what, once these trains actually make it, we are in the money, I tell ya. Okay, it's a little bit late, but the economy's now back on track, but I have quite a deficit. This has been crippling, this recession, absolutely crippling, and that's pretty much ruined my chances. I've got to get out of a 600k deficit here. Luckily, we're not going to have the fuel expenses, but this is horrendous. Just rotten luck, to be honest, but that is what it is, I suppose. We're clawing our way out of it here. Let's just sort of stop the train there. We've got the last one that's almost caught up. It's getting there. At least our fuel costs will have been reduced here. You just keep moving, because you can still make it in time if we can finish this connection. The question is, though, are we even going to be profitable enough? We've had 2 horrendous years, again, simply because the economy was just terrible for 2 years. Recession for 2 years straight is absolutely crushing. 100k stipend just ain't going to cut it, buddy. We've been sat at that same lifetime profit, so yeah, unfortunately, yet again another silver. I don't think I'm going to get another gold this playthrough. And I'm not willing to sort of save and reload to sort of like, oh, there's a recession, let's save and reload and see if we get a better roll. No. We'll play it first time the way it is. Unless I make a stupid mistake, obviously, that's a whole different kettle of fish, isn't it? But yeah, it looks like we're not going to connect to Vladivostok because too little too late. Too little too late, unfortunately. And we still need another million or so. I mean, all these trains aren't going to make it, are they? This is kind of a weird bug. That doesn't appear to be where it is. Very, very odd, that, to be honest. Can we get it all in? No, we can't. Okay, well, I guess there's no... I guess you're not there then. That's fine, though. It doesn't really matter, does it? 200k. I mean, can we even make this connection here? Oh, God, that's... Yeah, no. We cannot. That's just not going to happen, is it? Let's be real right now. 200k, this sort of kind of want to just hug the river as always. I mean, that logging farm, was that there before? Did that just spawn in? I feel like that just spawned in all of a sudden. I mean, how much did it cost to remove it? Well, at least tell me how many funds are insufficient. I think that's it. Is it by 1965 or the end of 1965? Yeah, I don't really see the point in sort of even attempting this, really. Let's just end the scenario and settle for what I believe is going to be a silver. Let me just double check that, though. Yeah, we've got 10 million in lifetime profits. We'll go for speed 10. Alright, and let's see how we did. Yeah, there we go. Unlucky. Your responsiveness to the needs of the Soviet people has earned you the bronze? We had over 10 million, didn't we? You want to run that one past me? Okay. Did we have to make the connection? Huh. I guess not. Pretty sure that's meant to be a silver.
The slowly recovers from the war. The fate of Berlin is still up in the air.
Alright, well, apparently it's a bronze. I must have just skim-read that. No, not read it properly, which is very much a thing I would do. Alright, well, we'll see anyway. Next time it's Ich bin ein Berliner, sorry. And yeah, we have safety, engine speed, acceleration. Okay, well, I'm a little bit unhappy about that one. We did roll quite low in the economy. And unfortunately, a lot of these scenarios are very, very tight, and they kind of force, they kind of force that situation, to be honest. It does partially follow real economic history, but to be honest, there's always an element of random. There's always an element of random, though, with them at times, so you just never quite know. Alright, everybody, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.